Welcome to Rome, and this is the Pantheon, a true testament to ancient ingenuity and beauty. Join me as we explore the heart of Italy.
Rome is amazing, but it is also one of those cities where people waste time, waste money, eat badly, stay in the wrong area, and then wonder why the trip felt harder than it should have. And honestly, a lot of that is avoidable. I know Rome properly, not in a visited once and made a list kind of way. I mean, I've walked the neighborhoods, eaten across the Rione, dealt with the transport, watched the tourist patterns, and seen the same mistakes happen again and again. So this is the version you actually need. Not the dreamy travel blog version, the useful version. Let's start with the Vatican mistake. A lot of people book a hotel near the Vatican and think they have made a smart choice. And on paper, it sounds good. You're close to St. Peter's, close to the museums. It looks central, but in reality, not so much. Yes, you're close to St. Peter's, but once the museums close, that area loses energy fast. The streets empty out. Nightlife is minimal. The atmosphere drops, and the restaurant scene is not exactly where Rome feels most alive. Meanwhile, the real historic center is on the other side of the river. So every day, you are crossing back and forth just to get to the part of Rome you actually came for. And that adds up. In winter, that walk along the Lungotevere can feel especially cold and miserable. A much better base is around Via La Bacana. You've got trams and buses nearby. Metro A is within easy reach. The Colosseum is right there, and places like Monte, Trastevere, and the Forum are far easier to get to. Another strong option is Spagna. Elegant, central, and easy to walk from. Terminide, though, I would avoid it. It's noisy, rough at night, and full of scammers. Now here's something people get wrong all the time. They will happily pay €16 for the Colosseum, and then walk straight past some of the best art in Rome because it happens to be inside a church and nobody made a fuss about it online. Rome has incredible art that is completely free. At San Luigi dei Francesi, you can see our 3 major Caravaggio paintings. You walk in, put a coin in the light box, and there they are. No ticket, no line, no crowd. At Sant'Ignazio di Loyola. The ceiling creates the illusion of a dome that does not actually exist. And it is one of the greatest optical illusions in European art. Free. At San Pietro in Vincoli, you can see Michelangelo's Moses, also free. At Santa Maria del Popolo, there are 2 more Caravaggios, and Bernini works, free again. Rome has over 900 churches. And a surprising number of them contain masterpieces that would be headline attractions in museums almost anywhere else. But people walk past all of that to stand in a 3-hour Vatican queue. Please don't do that. Also, very important. St. Peter's Basilica is free. Free. Actually free. So if someone outside is trying to sell you a 25 to 40 euro skip-the-line Basilica ticket, they are basically selling confusion. Now, if you want to save time, that is different. The official Vatican website offers a €7 booking to bypass the security line, and that is genuinely worth it in summer. Then use the official audio app and go through at your own pace, much better than being swept through in a giant group behind someone holding an umbrella. The Colosseum and the Pantheon are not the same situation. The Colosseum does sell out, a lot. So if you want to go inside, book through the official Parco Archeologico del Colosseo website. And do it weeks ahead, especially from March through October. The Pantheon is much easier. Usually you can just turn up, scan the QR code on outside, buy the ticket on your phone, join the online ticket line, and walk in. One needs planning. The other is basically low stress. Now let's talk about Trastevere. Because yes, Trastevere is beautiful, obviously. The cobblestones, the ivy, the little streets, the warm light at night. It is very easy to fall in love with. And there are still genuinely local, authentic places there. But some of it has definitely tipped into tourist trap territory. Not all of it, but enough that you need to pay attention. especially around Piazza di Santa Maria in Trastevere. That area now has plenty of restaurants with English menus, inflated prices, and someone outside trying to wave you in before you have even looked at the menu. That is not the real Trastevere. Walk a couple of minutes off the busiest stretch, and it changes. You will still find trattorias with menus that change daily, owners who know their regulars, and places where you may be the only tourist in the room. So no, Trastevere has not lost its soul. But you do have to work a little harder for it now. And honestly, this rule works all over Rome. If Italian families are eating there, that is a good sign. If the waiter switches to English before you have even said a word, maybe think twice. If you want Roman food with less guesswork, go to Testaccio. It is not trying to be charming, and that is part of why it works. It is a proper working-class neighborhood with the Mercato di Testaccio, where real Romans shop and eat, very few tour groups, excellent food. Or go to Monte, vintage shops, wine bars, young locals in little piazzas, and close enough to the Colosseum to walk. And while we're on food, if you are eating within 5 minutes of the Trevi Fountain, the Spanish Steps, or the Pantheon, there is a very good chance you are overpaying for a very average meal. That part of Rome is full of tourist traps, expensive pasta, extra charges, menus built for people who will never come back. So here are the warning signs. If the menu has photos, leave. If it is in 10 languages, keep walking. If Italian families are eating there, that is a better sign. And if the waiter seems slightly confused by you, honestly, that can be promising. Now for the practical bit that nobody enjoys, but everyone needs. The metro. Rome is generally safe when it comes to violent crime. But for theft, that is a different story. Pickpockets on Metro line are experienced, organized, and very used to tourists being distracted. They work in teams. One distracts you, someone else takes the item. The stretch from Termini to Barberini to Spagna to Ottaviano gets targeted constantly because it is exactly where visitors travel toward the Vatican. Bus 64. From Termini to the Vatican is also notorious. The trams to High Trastevere get targeted too. So do the crowds around the High Trevi Fountain and the Colosseum. So keep your bag in front of you. Keep it zipped. Keep your phone in an inside pocket, not in your back pocket, not loose in your bag, and not hanging out where someone can lift it in 2 seconds. Rome is wonderful. But petty theft there is very much a thing. Now for the part people should talk about more. Some of the best things in Rome are completely free. Go up Via Garibaldi to Gianicolo Hill, and the whole city opens out below you. Stay for the noon cannon, which has been fired daily since the 1800s. And while you're up there, see the Monfontana dell'Acqua Paola. That is the fountain from the Great Beauty. Then head to the Giardino degli Aranci on the Aventine. It is an orange garden with a view of St. Peter's Dome, and it feels calm in a way Rome often does not. Then, right nearby, there is the Knights of Malta Keyhole, Il Buco della Serratura. You look through it and see St. Peter's perfectly framed by hedges. It sounds strange. It is actually brilliant. Then there is Campo de' Fiori in the morning when the market is running and Giordano Bruno is watching over the square, and the Via Appia Antica, where you can walk on roads laid by Roman legions, all free, all memorable. And honestly, all better than spending half your day in another queue. Another mistake people make, assuming every Rome train leaves from Termini. It doesn't. Yes, Termini is the main station, but many high-speed trains, including some Italos and a Frecciarossa services, also leave from a Tiburtina. So always check your ticket properly, because people do miss trains by assuming Rome means Termini and nothing else. Also, do not mix up metro tickets with a Trenitalia train tickets. They are different systems. Your metro pass will not work on a regional train. Your regional train ticket will not work on the metro. And if you forget to validate your bus ticket in the machine, the fine is €50. And no, they do not care that you are a tourist. And finally, one of the biggest myths about Rome, that you can just turn up with no plan and wander beautifully all day. In theory, very romantic. In practice, that is how people waste hours. Rome rewards preparation. The second you arrive with no plan, everything gets less efficient. You double back, You walk too far. You cross neighborhoods for no reason. You get hungry in the wrong place. And suddenly you are making bad decisions in front of a menu with laminated food photos. Google Maps tends to underestimate walking times by around 25 to 30%. Because it does not really account for cobblestones, hills, heat, crowds, and the fact that Rome is basically designed to distract you into the wrong street every 10 minutes. So plan your days by neighborhood. Do one area properly before moving to the next. Book museums ahead. And know where you want to eat before you are starving. Because Rome is extraordinary, but it is much better when you stop letting it outsmart you. And here's the real truth about Rome. Yes, the Colosseum is incredible. Yes, the Vatican is overwhelming. Yes, the Sistine Chapel is still one of those once-in-a-lifetime experiences, even when it feels like half the world is packed in there with you. But the moments you remember most are usually the quieter ones. A Caravaggio in an empty church, a cannon firing at noon from a hilltop, a perfect view through a keyhole. Pizza Bianca from a forno at 8 a.m., an orange garden at sunset when everything goes still for a minute. Those are the moments that stay with you. They are often free. They are not always the first things people put on an itinerary, and a lot of the time, they are better. If you are planning a trip to Rome, save this, because this city gives you a lot, but only if you stop doing what every tourist does first.